Good day, everybody. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to work on doing ball joints in my 2006 F150. So there's no real order of operations. This is the ABS wire I disconnected from up above. I got the vacuum line pulled off right here. I'm going to remove the brake caliper first and then hang it safely. There's two bolts for the assembly, one right there, and then the other one right there. The ones closest to the IWE are for the wheel bearings. You're gonna need to move those two, and then this whole caliper can come off. Use that. Coax it off. There we go. I need to remove the hub, and I got to remove that little nut. It's a 13 mil. So now I got to bust the rotor off. I'm going to use my ball peen hammer, hit between the studs to shock load it. Then I got a rubber mallet. I'm going to hit behind. Once I'm done, hopefully to knock the rust free and snap her off. There we go. I broke her free. I'm going to pull the steering tie rod off. It's a 21 mil, I believe. I'm going to try to bust it free by hand. Given the amount of rust, I'm surprised that it just pop off like that. I've heard rumors that you could just tap the side and it'll pop out. There we go. I put the nut up so I didn't damage it. Before I bust the upper control arm bolt free, I want to loosen off the bottom one first. It'll just make it easier trying to get off afterwards. I got that loose, so it should pop free by tapping it. I want to point out that my upper control arm ball joint boot was damaged, so that's why I'm using a pickle fork to bust it free. Using this method will for sure damage the ball joint boot. Now this part, you want to remove that nut, and then that top part will just bust out free. And then this is very important, you want to remove all the bolts for the IWE before you decide to slide it in the axle out. This will help prevent damaging the vacuum hub, because you don't want to be going through and doing this all over again. So as I'm about to split it, I'm just pulling the vacuum hub back and then carefully pulling the axle out as well. Remove the hub, and then I'm set to go. And the next thing I'm going to do is remove the lower ball joint nut and then get that piece out of the way. So now you can see the ball joint. We got a snap ring there. We got to pop off and take out that grease fitting. See if we can get this snap ring off. I just did. So now that I got the snap ring off, I got supported by jack. I'm going to give this a couple good wraps. That'll shock load it. So this is where you're gonna need a ball joint press. Set it up, push it out. So that's the bottom of the ball joint right there. So you want a cup that's gonna go over top, and the bottom side have a hole like that. So now theoretically, hopefully she'll come out. Just want to point out, to install the ball joint, I only have the control arm out because I did bushings as well. So this is just a demonstration how I go about and the tools I use to install it. I'm going to use a sleeve retainer to put on the housing, and that'll help keep it locked in place. Now I got that retainer stuff on there. I'm gonna play the balancing act now. All right. Looks like we're in. Throw the snap ring in place. Snap rings in place. Says give it a couple shots of grease. Now that if you've successfully installed your ball joint, the installation of everything else is the opposite of how you took it apart. Now, except for the IWE, that's very important. You got to be very careful when installing the IWE back in, which means the teeth have to be aligned because your half shaft has to turn before you can bolt it up. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. So now before you bolt her up, you want to make sure the hub is engaged, which means it's gotta, your half axle's gotta turn. So now that I got that installed, and tighten up the bolts. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.